Well, good evening, afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the late one with yours truly, SYLBOURNE City here, all the way from London, England, and for all the various platforms, which is Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Thank you so much for coming on, and for those who are coming on late, you can catch it on the replay. And the topic for today is, I've got my ballot paper. And having my ballot paper, who am I going to vote for? And who will you vote for? Why should I vote for Boris? Why should I vote for Jeremy? Or, what difference does it make? Let's have a chat. And I was hoping to get another colleague to come on and to discuss the whole thing as well. But let's watch and see if anything. But one of the great things of this week, I would say, is cocoa. Okay, cocoa, I believe, is one of the greatest thing of this week. But what fascinates me more about cocoa was this: her mother. Man, her mother was spraying in tongues. Shandai, Shandai, Shay. She was just very serious there. That mother there. If you watch that mother, she was just there on the sideline, just really making sure that her daughter goes through. And it shows what it does. It shows the power of the what should I say? Hi Adrian, how are you? It shows the power of a parent, and that motivation, that inspiration element, which is awesome, So just want to thank you so much for while I just share this video, just a few moments here. A few days ago, it was Independence Day for the United States of America with Donald Trump and his great procession or whatever like that. That is, something for himself or something for the great people of the United States of America. What can I say? That was something else. All I can say in regards to that, But I'm just waiting for a couple persons while I just share this as well. And today was people having so much pride, with the rainbow color. What can I say? My view in all things is that, tolerance is important, respecting persons for their views, and nothing is wrong with that. Everybody has their different tastes. Everybody has their different wishes, have their different ideas, have their different what should I say, standard, and that should not be encroached on, no matter what. People's standards should not be encroached on. And people must be able to, what should I say, live the life they want. And yeah, that's my view. So, not knocking anybody for their personal, their wishes and all those sort of things, But yeah, we're on the eve now of the Conservative leadership election, and as a result of that Conservative leadership election, there's going to be a prime minister, and by virtue of there being a prime minister, there's going to be a new change. There's going to be a new shift within the UK, as much as possible, and everything is leading towards Brexit. Yeah, everything is right now. All roads lead to Brexit. No matter how we look at it, all roads lead to Brexit. It's whether it's a genie, a jinx, or whatever like that, but all roads lead to Brexit. The prime ministership, the new leader, lead towards Brexit. Let's call a spade as much as possible. Since the Prime Minister Theresa May announced her resignation or that she's stepping down. You've got 11 candidates who came forward, and 11 of them rallied down and whittled down to two, which is Jeremy Hunt, who is the present foreign secretary, and Boris Johnson, who is a former mayor and former foreign secretary as well. Different hustings has been going on, and we're reaching the crunch point now whereby the ballot papers have come, right? And therefore, around 160,000 persons will be able to vote for the next leader of the Conservative Party. 160,000 persons will somewhat determine the next Prime Minister. Now, many people say that's a farce, but that's how the system is. Because how can 160,000 persons determine that? Well, the United Kingdom and countries like Jamaica do not have a presidential system. And because they do not have a presidential system, people do not vote for a prime minister. People vote for their members of parliament. There's a prime minister is not directly elected. A party has a mandate, right? A political party has a mandate. And by virtue of such mandate, then the leader of that party, i.e. for the opposition party, which is the Labour Party, you have Jeremy Corbyn, and for the Conservative Party, you have Theresa May, and eventually will be either Boris Johnson or Jeremy Hunt when the decision is made sometime end of July or sometime during the last week of July as to who's going to be the next Prime Minister. So for right now, what this debate and hustings is about, the husting is about who is the next leader of the Conservative Party. The reason why I have this paper before me, which one is saying Jeremy Hunt, yeah, and the other one which is saying Boris, and also one which is showing the what could I say, the ballot paper, as you can see, Hunt and Boris Johnson. Hunt and Boris Johnson. Okay? That is simply saying that I'm a member of the Conservative Party, if people didn't know that as yet. And I'm proud of the choices that I've made in this life. I'm proud of the choices that I've made to come to the United Kingdom as a young man in 1992. I'm proud of the choices that I've made in studying to be a lawyer. I'm proud of the choices that I've made to be married and to have children. I'm proud of the choices that I've made to live where I'm living. Many people question the decisions that one make. But a decision that someone make is a personal decision between themselves and God and themselves. So no man really has the authority to question anyone as to their the decisions they make in this life. I've been questioned many times, and I never question people. I never question people as to the choices they make, what party they want to, where they go, what street. But somehow, persons somewhat believe that they have the right to question the choices that I make. But nevertheless, by virtue of the fact that I'm a member of the Conservative Party, gives me the right to vote for the next Prime Minister of the United Kingdom and the next leader of the Conservative Party. Now, many persons have their views as to who they would like to be the Prime Minister. Some people will say, I don't want any of them. I wouldn't choose any of them. And I'll say, no, you have to choose, because there's one or the other. Either Jeremy Corbyn, Jeremy Hunt, well, eventually it's going to be a Jeremy Corbyn if versus Boris Johnson, or Jeremy Hunt eventually when there's a general election, unless the Labour Party houses him, which is seeming like that is what they want to do, because he's actually going at particular grain, and the Labour Party at present is at 18% really at the bottom level. You never really have that when someone is in opposition for so long, and the party, the incumbent party, is somewhat having such a bad time, because right now, as you can see, the Conservative Party is split because of Brexit. Brexit is a jinx at this moment. Brexit is something that needs to be addressed as much as possible. So therefore, you're going to have Jeremy Hunt and you're going to have Boris Johnson. Persons will say, I don't want any of them. I don't like them. The nurses and the nurses will say they hate Jeremy Hunt. The junior doctors, they don't want anything to Jeremy Hunt because they're always singing Jeremy is in the garden hiding because of the time when they had all this massive strike. So definitely the nurses and the NHS, they do not like Jeremy Hunt. Okay, Boris Johnson. Well, Boris Johnson is a Marmite-like figure whereby you either like him or you don't like him. They sort of typify him or classify him a bit like the Trump factor, whereby you either like Trump or you hate Trump, or you never normally in the middle at the same. But somehow with Trump now, at the moment where Trump is, there's a silent following of Trump who don't say anything because they're liking how the economy is in America. So that's another thing to be talked about, which is not to encroach on this time, you know. As to who that I feel that I would vote for, and I've sort of made my my position somewhat succinct recently, but that was when there was the where Rory Stewart was involved and a couple other MPs were involved at the time, and I was invited on the Victoria Derbyshire show to share my views as to who would I vote for, and at that time I was talking about Rory Stewart and Boris Johnson. And the reason and the rationale I gave why I didn't want to vote for Rory Stewart, and I don't think that Rory Stewart would be ideal, was because Rory Stewart is a Remainer, or was a Remainer, and didn't see himself taking the UK out of the EU because he is a Remainer. One of the things that with Theresa May, that many persons thought about with Theresa May, was that even though she said she respect the wishes of the people, even though she said she is not going to dismiss the wishes of the people, and even though she voted Remain, she will respect and honor the wishes of the people, and she will go to make sure that we leave the European Union on March 29th, 2019. March 29th, 2019. She said that thousands of times. March 29th, leave on, deal or no deal, we leave the European Union. We leave the European Union, March 29th, 2019. The date today is 6th of July, 2019. We haven't left the European Union. June the 23rd, 2016 was the vote. Jeremy Dimbleby, he said the UK has voted to leave the European Union. Right? That was it. Right? David Cameron resigned the next day. Theresa May came on the scene and she was crowned the party leader. Many people had apprehension because of the fact that she is a Remainer. The key factor why I keep saying Remainer is that that is the operative word, which is the key sticking point that anybody and everybody believe that no matter what, anybody who vote Remain, they're saying deep in their heart, they are a Remainer. Deep in their heart, they do not want to leave the European Union. So they will play safe, want to get a good deal, but somewhat would take no deal off the table. The damage and the danger, what Theresa May did, was taking no deal off the table. You cannot go into negotiation and play your hand whereby you're completely hoodwinked. I believe Theresa May at the time, and many people believe that she was hoodwinked. Hence the reason why our position became very stagnant and became weak. She was operating from a position of weakness, but yet have a country which is strong, a country which is productive, a country which has a great history and terrible history at the same time. Want us to put that into perspective. But yet at the same time, it's a country which has, what should I say, a great level of achievement and can do great things. But what she did, she took that off the table. And then you had a parliament at the same time who did not honor the wishes of the people. I believe completely in the democratic process. Tomorrow, if the Labour Party win, if there's a general election, I'm the type of person who will say, well, let's get on with it. You know what I'm saying? Jeremy Corbyn is the Prime Minister. Let's get on with it. I was of the view as well that if the Leave lost and remain at one, I said, let's get on with it. I'm not the type of person that he's gonna find like when you had when Trump won and he saw the people were going crying and they were going crazy, because I believe fundamentally that no matter what decisions are made in politics or so, the gut drive within persons and the gut drive within leadership is what makes a fundamental difference. I believe personally that Brexit, you know, is and will be good for the UK. I personally believe that. Okay? I personally believe that Brexit will be good for the UK. Yeah? And why I believe that is because what has not been done, okay? And what has not been done is this. I believe without a doubt they have not been, or what should I say, selling the positives of Brexit, right? They're not been selling and motivating and inspiring persons about the positives of Brexit. There must be a positive in everything, right? And that is something which has been totally lacking. So when I see Jeremy Hunt now in this position now, is a Remainer. Let's get that clear. And Jeremy Hunt is a point that says if we reach the point whereby we don't get a deal, then we'll have to look towards getting a no deal. But he said the deal, no deal, will still be on the table. But deep down, there's a question sign about Jeremy Hunt from my perspective, that if you're gonna get Jeremy Hunt or keep Jeremy Hunt, might as well we call Theresa May and say, go back to your position, be Prime Minister, and carry the thing going forward. Might as well we keep Theresa May. Because guess what? I don't see the difference, personally speaking. I believe Jeremy Hunt will be good in the cabinet. I believe the wealth of leaders that came up, the 11 of them, guys like Sam Gimmer, James Cleverly, Matt Anklock, who is the President Health Secretary. You got a wealth of team that will be able to support the next Prime Minister and the next leader, which I hope will be Boris Johnson. And somebody said, Boris Johnson, Silver, that buffoon, that loony, that person that says watermelon smile, picking it, phone booth and all those sort of factors. Yes. Yeah, it's the same person there, And person, why would you do that? Because you got a choice at this moment. You see, one somewhat has got to move away from the emotions. That's me, personally speaking, and somewhat look at the bigger picture. Right? Because the bigger picture, as far as I'm concerned, is crossing this particular hurdle. And this particular hurdle is Brexit. We have to cross this hurdle, which is called Brexit. That is very crucial. That is very important. That is paramount. They say in the court of law in regarding children, they talk about the interest of the child is paramount. The interest of this country right now is to deal with Brexit and shut it down. Because if you don't deal with the Brexit factor there, and you keep extending it and kicking the can down the road and all over the place, all that is going to happen is this. You will see a situation whereby the instability, the uninvested, I was going to say uninvestable nature of the UK, because right now persons want to invest in the UK, but they are not sure. They are waiting. So many persons are installed, stalling, waiting to make some key decision. People want to get on in certain aspect in their life, but they can't because they're waiting to deal with this whole Brexit. Will it be a deal? Will it be a no deal? Okay, so it needs to move on. So why I say Boris Johnson and why I pick Boris Johnson? Because Boris Johnson clearly says, and somebody said, well, Theresa May has said it before, March 29, 2019, is October the 31st, 2019. But the difference with Boris and the difference with Jeremy Hunt, there's a clear, distinct difference. Boris Johnson campaigned for leave. And somebody's going to say, yeah, but he talked about this 350 million on the bus and all those sort of things. Well, many people say many things when it comes on to election. That is why manifestors sometimes, I know, I knock on doors and show manifestors and talk about different things. But manifestors are something that, cannot be substantiated at times after, because once they get into power, they realize, hang on a second, oh shucks, we can't deliver that. Nick Clegg, classical example. Before an election, he said, we will not vote for student fees. He went ahead and voted for it. Well, I think because he was caught up, because he became deputy prime minister, and he was locked into a deal in the coalition. Once you're in that zone, in that atmosphere of the political aspect of making decisions for the nation, and you see the bigger picture, you got to go with the bigger picture and can't go with the emotion. So Boris Johnson is a Remainer, not, mistake there, Boris Johnson is a Brexiter. He voted Brexit, he campaigned Brexit, and he has always been championing that. And that is why when they had the Prime Minister's country checkers deal, he walked out. Not walked out, but he resigned after. David Davis resigned because they said their heart wasn't in it to go for this, because you have not really leave. You're still a part of it. You just leave by virtue of what should I say? Leave by virtue of saying you leave, but you really haven't left. And that was the reason why, in principle, that he resigned. That's the reason why, in principle, he kept saying that we've got to get this Brexit out. So people have more confidence in him. And based on this, the polls, and based on what is happening, he will be the next prime minister. He will be the next party leader. But it is like sometimes you're not even looking towards a general election. You're looking towards Brexit, looking towards addressing Brexit, looking towards leaving the European Union, looking towards what happened next. I believe there's a great horizon. There's greatness beyond Brexit, because when they talk about no deal, and I said it in my program on BBC, I don't believe in this thing called no deal. There's always deals. People are linked in already. It's not like in the year 2000. And I say this many times as a classical example. In 2000, they said the world is gonna come to an end. Planes are gonna be falling out of the sky. And all these things are going to happen when we reach 2000. Zilch, nothing happened. Okay? It's year 2020, bang, 2000. It was 1999, 2000. All that happened. People sang all alongside, and then guess what? They carried on with their life. Carry on. Nothing happened. June the 23rd, right after Brexit, there are many great predictions. We're going to go into recession. They're going to be man-eating zombies, flesh-eating zombies. Everybody keeps saying that. It's going to come out. I don't know if you look on Netflix. I recently got Netflix recently, and I look at, there's so many zombie movies and lots of them from England. What is that actually saying? I don't know. There's a massive Project Fair, which is going out there. I think I heard someone say there's going to be recession. There's going to be lots of things going to happen if there's a no deal. Why are we speaking these things up? Why have we seen these signs? Why we don't deal with it and try to address it? It is always fascinating as well. Whenever there's a leadership elections, persons come up with all these grand ideas. Boris Johnson said it's going to be within 3 years, going to be 20,000 new police on the street. Philip Hammond, who is the chancellor, is saying these guys are banting around figures. But anyway, I believe Philip Hammond is going to go still, because he was a pain in the prime minister's behind. You know what I'm saying? Kept constantly undermining. But at the same time, he's a man with the purse. So maybe he knows something that we don't know. But at the same time, he's got to respect the boss. So there has been a lot of undermining, which has been happening with Theresa May. A lot of undermining and trying to. So you got a cabinet which was comprised of leavers and remainers. Now, do I say the cabinet should only comprise of leavers? No, I don't believe so, because at the end of the day, it wasn't a clear cut. It was 48% to remain and 52% to leave, based on the outcome of the referendum. So there's got to be that balancing factor. But the most and fundamental thing, and I clearly believe this, and this is what is lacking, and that's why Parliament should be held to account and many MPs should be deselected, is because the outcome of the referendum was to leave. And if it is to leave, he didn't say leave with a deal or no deal. He didn't say leave tomorrow or leave Wednesday. It said leave. And by virtue of saying leave, it means to say Parliament should rally around. It's like that song in Jamaica: rally around the flag, rally around the red, gold, black, and green. I think it's a song by Culture or somebody like Bonuela. But MPs need to rally around, and that is where they fail, and that is where the problem is. So the Prime Minister now, Boris Johnson, when he becomes Prime Minister, all being well, as I said, my vote will contribute towards that. He should be very firm, very focused, and very resolute to get everybody on board and to leave the European Union. And it is a no-brainer, ladies and gentlemen. It's a no-brainer, and that is why Boris will win, because he's a Brexiter. He's a person who voted Brexit. Like him or loathe him, but that is how it's got to run. Because if it's not a Boris Johnson, and if it's not someone who can take us out of the European Union, we're going to be in this quandary going around in circles. And if it's a Jeremy Hunt, you're going to say, well, let's have another referendum. But if you have a second referendum, the question I always ask, and I always put it to the person, is, if you got under a referendum and what is the assurance that we'll have that people will be supporting the outcome of such a referendum if you cannot support and effect the outcome of this referendum? What if the next referendum is to leave? Right? What if the next referendum wants to leave? Somebody said the people were misinformed, that's why the decision was okay. And I hear that. And that is something that people are misinformed. But I kid you not, in any election that you know of, tell me whereby everybody was informed properly. The key thing, and when one says misinform how? Is it the 350,000? Right? At 350,000? I mean, we haven't Brexit yet, so we haven't actually benefit from such as yet. And most of the persons who will say, that one was misinformed, one would actually, can you turn that down, please? Whosoever's playing that, thank you. Yeah, Shelley, Keen, Caleb, yeah, just good noise there, yeah. So normally when people say misinformed, and I agree, there's been some level of misinformation on both sides, but when everything has been, what should I say, recalibrated, right, and everything is done, then one would say, well, what can I say? But we're at this point now, and there's no way back. And I think the only way out of this, if anything, if all else fails, is to have another general election and just shut this thing down and just say Brexit or no Brexit, and just have an election and just call it a day, stay in the European Union, and many people will be happy, and many people will be sad, and many people will say, I'll never ever vote again. And yeah, I'm just looking at what somebody said. There were a lot of fear-mongering there are lots of fear-mongering, people missing, there are lots of fear-mongering. Yeah. I see that bit there, they say a lot of fear-mongering. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm operating on three platforms here: Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. And I'm looking at the YouTube there. I need to see that. I need to see that comment actually. I thought I lost that comment there about let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find it. 1 second. This is. There are a lot of fear-mongering immigrations coming here to take over. CB, I like that one, because there was a guy they were talking to, and the guy was actually saying, what was he saying? That immigrants, people from Europe, are coming over and taking jobs and not using it. It was so weird. They were taking jobs and not using it, You know, why a lot of people voted to leave. Well, why I voted to leave had nothing to do with immigration, really, in a certain way. As many people say, it's strange for a black man to vote leave, and coming all the way from Jamaica. Always very amazing sometimes when I knock on doors as a conservative, and as person. Yeah, bear with me just 1 second. 1 second. Yeah. Why a lot of people voted to leave. There were a lot of fear mongering. Why a lot of people voted to leave. Yeah, I mean, I voted to leave because I believe that the UK can do it. I believe very strongly that the UK can do it. You know what I'm saying? Um, and I believe that by leaving the European Union, one is not making themselves in a worse off position. I believe one is actually making themselves in a stronger position because you're in a position. Hi, Michael, how are you? You're in a position to engage with more markets. You know, the 27 countries you're still engaging with the European Union. You'll also be engaging with America, Canada, China, Japan. I'm going to say this. Believe it or not, I'm going to say it. North Korea. Even North Korea is going to come in the frame. Look at what's happening there. You know, Trump has gone across the border to talk now and say, listen, I want to make you great, man. You know, even Iran, don't be surprised if something happened in Iran whereby there's going to be some great awakening of deals that bring them out of the cold. You know, I think we're operating in a very exciting time at this moment. And I believe it's very important that the UK stand their ground and to leave the European Union. It is not about immigration as far as I'm concerned. And I tell you what, if we're going to talk about immigration, I would say it is better for the Commonwealth countries. And that's why I challenge CARICOM each time on the West Indies to make sure that they are positioned at the table, just like how the Prime Minister, Theresa May, and Dr. Liam Fox, who is traveling the world and creating deals and trying to organize deals, that they are be at the table as much as possible. Because when there's a shortfall, and of course they're saying many doctors or nurses or whatever like that, or professionals from the European Union are deciding that they're not going to come back, then wherever there's a shortfall in anything, in any market atmosphere, they will find capital or resources, human resources to fill those gaps. It's natural phenomena. There were someone saying, if they were properly informed, then they would not have voted to leave. A lot of emphasis was placed on negatives. There's no real mention of the benefit. I believe there's a lot of mention of the benefit. And as a person who voted leave, I was properly informed. You know, I did not go in there with there's this perception going on that people who voted leave are dumb and nonsensical and nonsense and stupid. You know, and I beg to differ that I'm stupid and nonsense. I don't know what I say. You know, I was properly informed. I know exactly and carefully what I did, you know. But the reality is that persons who voted Remain, they're just really unhappy and really peed off. That was the outcome, really. And the worst thing again is, and this is what is going to be interesting. If they vote again and they do a referendum, and the vote is for to Remain, the Remainers will be happy and say, yeah, we got it back. And the Leavers will say, it is the Russians who caused it or whatever like that. And Leavers will be say, that's it. I'm fed up. I'm leaving this country or whatever like that. You know what I'm saying? So it is a funny kettle of fish, but I think it's very important at this point now that the whole labels, the Brexiters and the Remainers to sort of go through the door and just to really rally around whosoever is the next prime minister, and to go forward as a country, as a nation, right? And that is why, as I said, I'm voting for Boris Johnson, right? Because it is for this opportune moment, for this opportune time, right? It is to seize the day at this moment. Now, after October 31st, we're going to see what's going to happen. They're going to be a nagging on Boris Johnson or Jeremy Hunt. I'm being presumptuous at the same time, but I believe it's going to be Boris Johnson. That's what I'm speaking at because I'm voting for him. I'm going to put X there. When Gordon Brown became the prime minister, when was transferred from Tony Blair, they hounded him, hounded him, hounded him, hounded him. Who? The conservative, yes. To say, you have no mandate, you have no mandate. And then guess what? He went ahead, called election, and he lost. Theresa May, similar, at the same time. How can anyone take Boris serious? Well, trust me, they take him serious at the same time, you know. I've been in the same room with him a few times, and you know, don't be fooled by the hair fluffing off all over. The guy actually ran London, and he brought down crime, and he did some fantastic stuff. Yeah, you know. But you see, I believe we're at this era now where leaders are unconventional. Leaders are not the same as before. You know, the prime ministerial look is not there anymore. You know, a black man can become president, changing the game. A woman can become president, changing the game. Coco at 15 years of age can beat Venus Williams, changing the game. Coco may win the Wimbledon. Oh, seems impossible, as Boris Becker them were saying. Cool down when that reporter was saying she could do great things. Let's chill, but she could be, you know, and you know, and with what's happening with America with Trump, you know, anybody who knows me, I know that I'm a Trump supporter, if anything like that. Or, you know, and when I say Trump supporter, people will say crazy guy, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, I tend to like I tend to like when somebody say you can't do something, you know. And Trump went through the whole game. You can't be, you can't be, you can't be. And he did, and he did, and he did, and he did. And the more they attacked him, the more he got stronger. Remind me of Independence Day, that movie. The more they attacked that spaceship, the more it got stronger and stronger. America now is very strong in the sense of the economy. You know, jobs are great and great for, what should I say, for black people. The figures are there. And we're not talking about 0 hours like in the UK where they say they play with the figures, you know. So I move totally away from the emotion. I move away totally away because when people say, "Oh, he's racist," I look at people who say, "Racist, okay? Your boss could be racist." You know what I mean? You're working in environments which are racist or stuff like that. You know, listen, man, let's get real. This is the reality of this world. You know, lots of people are racist around us. It is more important that you know who you are. And as a matter of fact, people say black people can't be racist. I say I beg to differ. Lots of black people are racist and discriminatory, and discrimination. A lot of black people sometimes fight against each other to the max. You know what I'm saying? You know, so you know, I believe that we're in this era whereby you're having leaders who are rising up. You got a guy, I think it's Lithuania or whatever like that, who's a comedian, and another lady who became a president recently. You know, they're not conventional. The typical person who is supposed to be the look up to this day in America. This is so funny. He's not presidential, but he's still the president. That says something. He doesn't operate. He doesn't. I mean, Van one time said, finally he acted presidential. What is acting presidential? See, it's changing the game, changing the whole sphere of things, whereby we're so caught up in this narrative, we're so caught up in this one way of looking at things, and it's okay. Yeah. There's a lot of hardship being experienced by black people in Obama time. There's a lot of, sorry, I'm talking to someone on Instagram as well. They said there's a lot of hardship being experienced by black people. Black people in America are getting more jobs than before, than under Obama time. Black people in America were still being shot and killed before, in Trump, in Obama time, in Bush time, in Clinton time. As a matter of fact, in Clinton time, there was more. They're locking them up. You know, so people, we've got to be careful with who we're listening to. You know, black people have been having it difficult for years, not just because of Trump. In 2 years' time, Trump, three years' time, make a big difference. I say this all the while to person, and is that Obama was a screensaver, and Trump just tap up on the keyboard and simply say, "This is reality." Just like that song, by what's your name say? This is America. Whoop whoop. Don't go asleep now. This is America, and I'm using that as an analogy. So don't think that Trump has made America worse now at the same time. America has this is what America is. I mean, many people all the while before, even when I came to UK, they said the difference with America and the UK is that with America, they tell you straight to your face that they're racist. In England, they don't say that they're racist, but the system is institutionally racist. You know, yeah. So therefore, as far as I'm concerned, in regards to America and CAB, we've got to deal with that another time there. I don't want to lose track from the essence of my main post. The key factor is this. And when I talk about the black people, we've got to be strategic, and I always use this analogy many times about strategic positioning. It is one of my strengths when I speak about being positioned, moving away from the emotion to say, I don't believe in, I don't fit into that room, you know. If you see a room with pure white people, you will say that's a racist room, or I don't fit in there because nobody looks at me. But I say, no, that's where you should go to make the difference, to make that change. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, that's what preachers will say, they were positioned in a place in the king's palace. Joseph became the prime minister. Moses was there. The Pharaoh heart hardened, and the Pharaoh said, let's beat the Egyptians, the Israelites, and make it hard for them, because he did not know the God of Moses, the God of Joseph. You understand? And guess what? Because of the fact that Moses was there, Moses was found by Pharaoh's daughter and became a prince in the house of the Pharaoh. That same Moses, being at the table, being there, became the deliverer that went to the Pharaoh and said, let my people go. So my view is this. One has got to move away from emotions. One has got to move away from the narratives of the day that try to tell us how we should think, right? And actually be strategic, right? Being yourself in a position. Don't just wait to be at the table. Don't just wait to get a chair, but create that position as well, right? And that is why I believe that I have no problem with a Boris Johnson. And I don't listen to the narrative of the media. As a matter of fact, I'm more like the person that the media go against. Because you can realize that that's going to mess up their thing, draining their swamp or whatever like that. I tend not to go for the well, where everybody's going down that route, because guess what? It is creating the same status quo. Let's Brexit, and let's see not just what's going to happen. Let's see and taste how good it's going to be. Trust me. And I believe what is going to happen now with the Boris Johnson is going to fire up the UK, make the UK great again. I'm using all this. But what's wrong with that? What's wrong with being great? What's wrong with being blessed? What's wrong with being positive? What's wrong with being powerful? What's wrong with being inspirational? What's wrong with being motivational? It is like words are being taken away, which were nice words, and because it is used by a particular person, it becomes a bad word. It's like even pride, the word Pride March. Many people are offended by it because the rainbow belonged to God, or the children of God, whereby they say, God said, I'll put this rainbow to show you and to promise you that I'll not let water destroy the earth again. So many people are saying it's being copyrighted. There's a copyright infringement by the J Flag movement, a copyright infringement whereby they have taken the rainbow. My philosophy is that if it is good, let it be good. Doesn't matter. Let's keep taking the positives out of it. CAB, you said you can position all you want, but it's not not everyone has the resilient strength and wherewithal to withstand the racism. I understand that. And that is why when you position yourself, you take your people with you. Ladies and gentlemen, listen to this, what this person said. You can position all you want, but it's not everyone has the resilience, strength, and wherewithal to withstand the racism. Listen to that again. You can position all you want, but it's not everyone has resilience, strength, and wherewithal to withstand the racism. You see, you can take what CB has said and hold it within you and say, let's give up. Doesn't make sense with position, man, because it's hard. It's hard. We can't make it. It's hard. And then someone will say what? Come on, brothers and sisters, man. Rise up, man. Come on. Let's take it bull by the horn, man. We can do it. Look at guys like Tyler Perry, Oprah Winfrey, Puff Daddy, Jay-Z, Beyonce. They all got 24 hours of a day. They're pushing through. Yes, they experience these things at the same time. Yes, I've experienced these things at the same time. Yes, many people have experienced these things at the same time. But are we going to be walking with our head down? Are we going to be walking with chips on our shoulders to say that we are battered, we are bruised? Oh, they're racism against us. No, rise up and stand up and be strong and know that my God is good, man. Come on, man. Listen, I need to talk. I need to talk to you people seriously about this. It's all in the mindset. You cannot stop the racism, but you don't have to let it enfold you and engulf you. There's a post I put today that whatever comes in your eye gaze, your eye space, that doesn't have to be what you keep with you and meditate on it. No, you dismiss it. You don't have to claim it. Somebody being racist to you, don't claim it. Don't take it. Don't absorb it. I don't dwell on these things. I don't march, ladies and gentlemen. I don't march. I don't beg for funding. I don't cry to government and say, we need funding for a community, for the community center. Because I thought about it and I said, look at the amount of parties that we go to. Let's talk about black people. How many parties we go to? Award ceremonies, weekly parties. If every single person put £1 a day down, you can create that community center. You can build a new community center. The one which has been closed down in an inner city community, whereby you have a community center which has been closed down because of lack of funding. And you got an inner city estate where you got 500 houses or 500 apartments. If every single person give £1 a week, that's £500. And for a month, that's £2,000. And I use £1 as a small figure, as a basis. Come on, man. My name is SYLBOURNE. I approve this message. There's no more time to waste and more time to move and no more time to moan about racism. Let's just get on there and do it because we've got it. You hear people say all the while, we were kings and queens. Don't let it be say we are kings and queens. If we're kings and queens, let's get that DNA and take it out. The racism and the slavery was an interruption process. It interrupts a process. It is not one's DNA. It's a part of the process. So all I've got to say right there, I don't accept these stories. I don't accept these, why should they, as if we don't pay enough tax, join? Carla, I don't understand that really, So what I'm trying to say, ladies and gentlemen, is we got to know who we are, yeah? We got to know who we are. We've got to know who we are. Yes, we have got it. We've got to know who we are. And once you know who you are, nothing will faze you. I'm a member of the conservative lawyers. Most times I go there, I'm the only black man. I've been in a meeting one time when there was Ken Clark, Lord this and Lord that and everything. I didn't understand some of the things they were saying, what I mean? Didn't bother me in a way, because guess what? They're all mates. If I take them to Jamaica and they're with my virgin them in Otru, they might not even understand what I'm actually saying. But guess what? That's life. Life is about diversity, different persons, And as Adrian Doggy, yes, we are wonderfully and beautifully made. Let's rise up and be positive and be strong and be fighters. Spent years of oppression, really what's changed? CRB, I'm sorry, but I sense that if I listen to you too much, you'll just weigh on me and I feel depressed as life is all about me. You've got to rise up, CRB. I don't know who you are, but you've got to rise up because you keep talking about you have spent many years of oppression and really what's changed. You've got to get in there. You've got to let the children know that we are winners. If we keep talking about being racist and around us and oppressed, then what are children going to do? What message are we sending to our children? Rise up, man. Rise up, CB. I don't know who you are, but rise up. I'm speaking to you. Rise up. Ladies and gentlemen, rise up and know the wealth. You know, I know the wealth and the information and the power that is within us. Don't hold on to the negative narratives. Don't hold on to the things that people say you are. It's like, I don't call myself an ethnic minority. Ladies and gentlemen, this thing has switched because I got to deal with a couple comments which are coming through, you know. What I was talking about was the fact that I'm voting Boris Johnson. Some people don't like it, but tough. You know what I mean? I think he's a blonde for the day, you know. You have two blondes, blonde in the USA, blonde in America. That's you know, we are powerful beings, man. And once you know that we're powerful beings, this here, that's correct. If you know you're a powerful being, then why worry about racism? If you know you're a powerful being, why worry about saying things haven't changed when things have changed because you have changed? Think about that for a second. If you're a powerful being and you really believe that you are powerful beings, then act it, be it, speak it, stand up tall and know that you are it. Don't let any man put you down. Black, white, blue, or green. Caliber. Why should people be putting down £1 a day to build community centers? We are hardworking people paying enough taxes for the government to provide these things for the community. That's what I'm saying. Caliber, let me tell you this. Okay, this is a teaching moment. I'm going to share what someone said. Why should people be putting down £1 a day to build community centers? We are hardworking people paying enough taxes for the government to provide these things for the community. That's what I'm saying. The Asians will never say that. The Jews will never say that. The Jews will never say, I need something from the government. The Jews and the Asians, they are going to make sure that they have their community center for their children. I rest my case there. Ladies and gentlemen, black people, don't wait for government or people to give you a handout. You can do it. I hear that black people are in the UK years before the Asians, and the Asians came, and they're the ones that have all the black shops selling black people things. They're the ones who are actually selling the hair to the black girls. They're the ones selling back to us. No, they're the one building their mosque so massive. Guess what? They haven't asked government for anything. Come on, man. They're building their community centers. They're not asking government. They actually want to buy up different shops. What they do, the one come there. I mean, the black people, when they came here with the Windrush, they were doing it. They were actually saying, everybody, let's pull together, partner. Come on, man. CAB, you said it right there. We don't work together. We don't work together. We don't work together. That's it there. But the point about it is that we've got it in our hands. When I started my talk show, one of the things that I said, and I believe, and the Lord laid it on my heart, as you know, I'm a Christian. What do you have in your hands? I was trying to find chairs. If you've been on the SYLBOURNE show, go and look at it. The chairs were the red chairs. Trying to find the chairs. I was going around the place looking for chairs, And guess what? 3 red chairs were in my garage. 3 red chairs, because I felt impressed. After a while, talk about the funding and the raising of the money, my money to my pocket, and then looking at funding, what do you have in your hands? Was a word to me. Like a word from the Lord came to me. What is in your hands? What is in your hands? That I had to stop and look what is in my hands. And what was in my garage were the 3 red chairs. Years ago, about 3-4 years ago, my wife was working somewhere and they closed down. It was a corporate company, and I went down there with a van with some guys, and we went and we took these things out. They were going through nice tables and blah, blah, blah. And the 3 red chairs, I said, I want to keep them. Just keep them. I don't know why. 3 red chairs, I had them in my garage years before. What do we have in our hands? Let's not sneeze at that. Let's not cough at it. What we have in our hand. And if we are not united, I beg to differ, because you can find somebody you are united with and find those more they're united with. Just like network marketing, find those that you're united with and build from there. 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 Adrian Dawkins said, let's be who we are created to be, self and together we go to march for victory. Yes. My speeches and my discussion will always be rousing and always be positive. I want people to leave believing that they can break through this door. The SYLBOURNE Show, which I have, is inspirational, motivational, educational, entertaining. Entertaining is the last bit, because it's not about entertainment. It's about inspirational, motivational, that when you leave and when you finish listening, you believe you can break through, you can go through, break through that door, bang. When you listen to a speaker or one of my guests, you believe you can break through, you can do it, bang, 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 bang. you know. However, there's an organization that is now getting black people together by black businesses. There we are. There you said it, CB. However, and this is what you see, I don't know if it's a male or female, there's an organization that is now getting black people together to buy black business. And that's not only one. There are much more than that I know of, that are doing great things to buy black business. There are black banks in the States as well, and there are organizations, even in the UK as well, who is doing that as well. So therefore it is happening. So let's not even get the narrative in our mindset that says we don't work together. Because I've been seeing people saying, actually, that is wrong. We work together. I was recently at Aringay in Wood Green, where they had the Wood Green Futures, different persons there working together. I put out a little few of the interviews. I was with Victoria Mutual the other day, a Jamaican company, and what they were doing, working together with Condor Properties, Moreland Properties, Guardian Properties, Taylor Law. Yeah. Companies coming together, working together. Come on. I think we've got to be careful how we are taking certain narratives. Let's find and zero in on the one which is doing working together. And see, you will be surprised the ripple effect. Because if you grab that one word and say, we don't work together, we don't work together, we don't work together, it gives the impression that we all don't work together. And that is wrong. That's a lie from the pits of hell, as the preacher man said. That's a lie from the pits of hell. I reject that in the name of Jesus. Because we work together. I'm working together with a great black camera guy, and we work together as a team. The person on my team, working together strategically. Got a South African on my team, Jamaican, working together. We work together. That's a lie that we don't work. We work together. But guess what? People are different. You know what I'm saying? Good evening, bro. By the way, you're doing a great job educating, inspiring, motivating, and entertaining. Thanks, Calabar. But Calabar, listen, £1 a day, man. Let's do it, man. Listen, I'm a neighborhood watch coordinator, and I see the power of the power of neighborhood, the power of neighbors coming together and actually pulling together to strengthen one another. We've got to change the voice. We've got to change that voice. The voice of doom, the voice of despair, the voice of saying it cannot happen. Please share this video, because this is not what I was going to come to talk about. I'm not preaching positive message. It's called TYFDSAI. I have no idea what that is. So you got to tell me what that is. Thank you for TYFDSAI. Can someone tell me what that is? So I'm going to break into a little rap and say, "Party people in the place to be. See a bee saying, tell me what this to see." Anyway, I'm having a good time. I'm having a good time because it's get me on a roll. It's get me on a roll. So but I'm not gonna stay longer because I've gone past an hour now. Okay. Thank you for that. Thank you for that, Sia. Just want to make sure, you got to be politically correct these days. You don't want to make any mistake, Nobody come and knock you down and say, oh, I am this and I am that. So so I was alluding to in a certain way. So anyway, in wrapping up, Carl, listen, I got a bodybuilder here, and he lift weights a lot, all the way in Birmingham. And listen, I'm coming to Birmingham soon. I'm planning to do a series of show down there. So try to organize a place for me, and just get some nice Jamaican food, Caribbean food when you go there as well. I think my Instagram is gonna shut down now. Gone over an hour, 24 minutes remaining. But yeah, I'm coming down to Birmingham to do some series of interviews. So I'm gonna look for a venue there to have a good half a day of filming as well. Maybe you should come and tell us about your bodybuilding expertise and stuff like that. Yeah. So that's it there. So ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you so much for coming on tonight. I do appreciate it, and I did enjoy actually today, I must say. um, and one of the reasons why is because I like when something takes me away from my normal flow of what I'm doing, because it shows that please do hurry up and come to Brum. Oh, Brum. Okay, I get you. I was wondering what was Brum. Yeah. Yeah, Adrian. Yeah, Adrian. Yeah, the plan is to come down there and do some series of shows. Don't know if it's gonna be a live audience or whatever like that, but I'm gonna travel the scope of the UK, my team, and do some key interviews, finding the genuine persons, getting a couple persons from the Windrush generation who has been here, and actually interview them and find some what should I say, some message, find some what should I say, something, some gem, something that kept them when they were here, and to give to the new generation, because I realize that a lot of the generation which has passed are just passing, and we're not capturing them. So we've got to capture the message and capture the story as much as possible. And then by virtue of such, what we do then, we make sure it is passed down to the next generation. We got to make it passed on to the next generation as much as possible. All right. And so please share this. And Carl Lava, say yeah. Sorry, the thing went out. It's back now. Yeah. Okay. So have a good night, Adrian, and all everybody. Um, yep. I think that is that. Okay. Thank you all. Please do hurry up and come to love the show. Thank you so much for that. Please share this show as well. And CB, it was a pleasure. I hardly do the YouTube version, but after what happened the other day with yeah, after what happened the other day with Facebook and Twitter, I just realized that we've got to also make sure that we're not too focusing on Facebook and Twitter. We've got to spread it. So that's why I put it out also on YouTube. And you can check my website as well, because eventually I'm going to be trying to do some streaming from my website, which is SYLBOURNE.com. SYLBOURNE.com, which is my website. You can look on the website. It was recently revamped, and we're putting out shows on. And yes, you can actually check it out. You can write some comments on it as well. Look at the shows on it as well. SYLBOURNE.com, that is my website. And any comments you have about it, please put it in the feedback. Any comments and about it. Any if you want to advertise as well, we're taking advertisement. If you want to advertise on the show, a good shout out, let me know as well, and just spread it as well as possible. Let me see what CA is saying. There are people who are working to do just that by pulling £2 per week to purchase profitable business. There we are. It means thank you for doing something about it. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate that, CAB, and all the best. Are you from the UK, the USA, or Jamaica, if you can say, on YouTube? Carl, I will do that as well. Janet, welcome. And for those who are coming on now, you can watch it on the replay. I'll just put it on watch party, and we can watch it over again. And as I said before, the topic was about Boris Johnson, and what I've decided to vote for Boris Johnson. And here's my papers there, my ballot paper. And yeah, oh, you're Manchester. Okay, fantastic. And the ballot paper there. So yep, so I'll be voting and in a position to vote for the next leader of the Conservative Party, and also the next government. And Manchester, yes, I've got a good mate in Manchester. We've got to do something in Manchester as well. Thank you so much for that. So hey, have a good night, and bless you. Peace out, and all the best. Carl, respect Virgin. We talk, okay? Janet, Adrian, and all the body. Thank you so much. CAB, pleasure is mine.